What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I was gonna speak my mind a little bit. I'm just gonna release some racing thoughts. It's kind of late at night, but might as well just get it over with. So okay, today's topic, I'm just gonna talk about how I view life, how I view God or the Creator, or how like I kind of see through my life's purpose, or like I can see through how this human experience is. I'm also gonna talk about codependency, just abandonment. I'm talking about soulmates, meeting people who you feel extremely connected to, and I'm gonna talk about just the nature of this world, of this life, like just poverty, struggles, suffering, conflict, and just it's these natural human experiences that are so fucking negative, man, and what everyone got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But this video might be all over the place, but I just want to get to it. It's gonna be a good video. But yeah. So I'm first gonna talk about is I'm gonna talk about time speeding up. So first off, it's so hard for me to get so many things done throughout the day because time has been speeding up so fast, and it's like I don't have time to do my college homework. I don't got time to do my studies. I don't got time to study for my career. I don't got time to work out. And if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, oh, just have better time management, which is true. But at the same time, it's like, do I always have to be in a rush every single day? Do I always got to get things done fast throughout the day? Like, since time is speeding up so fast, you have to do everything at such a fast rate. Like, the days go by extremely quick, and like we don't have time to get things done. And it's been a struggle of mine. Like, it's really frustrating. It's not fair because it's like, what I'm saying? This is bullshit. And I'm sure a lot of people experience this dumbass shit as well. You know what I'm saying? This is fucking human experience. Like, just like, seriously, why the fuck is time speeding up? This shit makes no sense. It's just, I don't got time. Like, I'm like me, I'm the type of person where like I need a set, like, intense schedule so like I could get things done. You know what I'm saying? But since time is speeding up, I don't got time to do shit like that. It's so harder for me to be at such a functioning and proper and healing mindset. And I'm the type of person where like I need to constantly develop myself. I need a lot of self-hope. I need to work out a lot. I need to work on my mental health. I need to work on my physical health. I got to work on my studies. I got so many things I want to get done in this lifetime. But since time is speeding up, it's like you can't even you don't even have time to do all this shit. And I'm just like, well, yo, what the fuck is going on? So it's frustrating. It's bullshit. It's not fair, man. It's bullshit. You know, it's so ridiculous. But now I'm also gonna talk about my life situations, or like my life experiences. So growing up, I've actually experienced a lot of like loss. I've actually experienced a lot of just abandonments, and just meeting people where I feel a close connection to, then out of nowhere, like we'll just separate, or like we'll break up. I've experienced those with like relationships. I've also experienced this with family members as well. Like me, like I literally blocked all my family members. I cut all contacts with them. Like I haven't spoken to any of my family members in like probably like 10 months. It's about to be a year, but it went by so quick, and I'm planning on not speaking to them because like I've came from a very abusive, narcissistic, toxic family household. So like they kind of forced me to like not interact with them, not keep in contact with them, and I live completely different from them. I live in different states. Like I ain't gotta deal with them, and I'm at a much peaceful mindset. But they've done a lot of foul shit, a lot of crazy shit that I'm not gonna get into detail, to the point where like I was forced to cut these people off. I was forced to cut these people out of my life, and this is weird because like I always tell myself this too. It's like I don't burn bridges. I don't burn bridges with people. Instead, people burn bridges with me. There are times where like I've experienced really good connections, but people have done some bullshit, and like I was forced to kind of like end these connections. I'm not saying I played a role. I mean, I'm not saying I never played a role, because obviously it takes two people to um tarnish or to destroy a connection. So I'm not saying I'm not at fault. There are times where I made mistakes and at fault at times, but I'm just saying like for the most part is you usually the other people it's usually the other way around where like people in my life or like they'll just do some dumbass shit and like and then they fucked up the connection and now we're forced to split our own ways. It's usually me who has to like either cuss these people out, defend myself, block them, or just cut them out of my life. And I feel like I've been experiencing these situations and cycles for a long time. But like with me is like I can't explain it really. Um like I could look through life. Like I could observe my life. I could see all and like I'll like observe it and like I'll just kind of decode my life situations, the types of the type of connections I've been dealing with people, the types of people that were in my life. Like I'll kind of observe my family members and how they act, my family members, like and the friends of people I come in contact with in person, and like just all this shit, right? And I've noticed it's a cycle of like either me meeting narcissistic people or people I don't feel that close connection with, and it's just like, but it's weird though because I'll meet people who I feel extremely connected to online, but yet life or God, it'll kind of force a situation to where like I can't even interact with these types of people as much through online because of like just life situation, just weird bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and but back as I was saying, like with me, like I could decode my life, I could see through the bullshit of this realm, and I've noticed a pattern. So obviously, I'm just gonna give you guys an overview. So obviously, not the main reasons, but one of the main reasons, or at least it seems like every human being that was meant to incarnate into Earth, we all experience some type of pain and some type of sorrow, and any desires we really want, we're not able. We're either not going to get it, or like we got to go through so much trial and error just to get those things, and. I do believe we are capable of getting the things we want out of life, but either in order for us to get those, we either first had to experience so much bullshit and suffering to the point where like we can't even have those things for like a long time until the last minute in our life, or like we got to experience a lot of lack that's preventing us from getting those things. But it is achievable. I personally believe it is achievable. I do have faith. But I use my life for example, so I won't confuse you guys. So it's me. Like I really desire a loving relationship or loving relationships with romantic connections. I also desire close connections with like friendships and loving friendships and deep bonds and shit, right? But all throughout my life, I've experienced the opposite. I've experienced just very narcissistic people, very abusive people, abusive family members, narcissistic family members. I've dealt with exes who are very emotionally unavailable, who weren't emotionally intelligent. They're very narcissistic, and God or life, they'll put me in situations where like I was forced to cut them off, or like they're forced to cut me off, and like we were forced to split and not see each other or interact with each other ever again. And all this shit happened in such an abrupt way. So like looking back, it's kind of crazy because it just seemed like everything happened in perfect order, in divine timing. Like it's not a coincidence. It's one of those things where like you have to experience what I had to experience to know what I'm talking about. And this is where you get your spirituality from. This is why I'm so into spirituality, because life involves spirituality. Like all this shit, all the things I've experienced, this is where you get your soul contracts. This is where you get your pre-life events, your pre-life destiny. This is where you get your karma from. This is where you get your karmic depth, or like your karmic ties, and especially generational curses. And again, I've learned all these from other YouTubers, and I kind of apply it to my own life, and I can see how my life is playing out in a way like that. Like when you experience, for example, I think the best word, to be honest, to describe what I'm trying to talk about is generational curses. Again, and I got the word from other YouTubers who also experienced the same things I had to experience. But yes, that's pretty much the perfect wording for it. It's generational curses. When you're when you're in a generational curse, is when your family, they're pretty much just so fucking stupid and toxic and dysfunctional, right? And they'll fuck shit up from next generation to the next generation with so much abuse, so much fighting, so much pain. That and not just with like physically and emotionally, but it could come in finances. Like like there could be generational curses involving poverty, involving like having a lack of love, a lack of affection, no empathy, poverty, financial curses, experiencing abandonment, experiencing rejection, betrayal, shit like that. And all that trauma gets passed down to each fucking generation, right? And then you have certain souls, certain people who incarnated. I'm not sure, either God forced these people, or God forced souls to come down here, or us ourselves forced or us ourselves forced to come down here before we reincarnated, to be put in a fucking very dysfunctional, very stupid bloodline, right? Of like family members who can't get shit right from pretty much every single lifetime, and certain souls come down here to break these curses, right? And again, I've learned these from other people, but I'm just kind of using it in my own words. It's the same definition. I'm just adding a lot of cuss words and shit because I hate it so much. But pretty much certain souls were meant to come down here and break these curses, right? And I can see how it's playing out in my life. I can see how the reason why I'm experiencing so much turmoil, so much painful events, so much lack, and like this is fear of like abandonment, just experiencing like betrayal, rejection, just having a lack, not meeting the right types of people, being around the wrong types of people, um, feeling codependency, experiencing a lot of trauma, having a lot to heal, a lot of painful situations coming up to the surface. Pretty much, I was meant to endure these on purpose. And God, I feel like God knows what He's doing. The universe, they know exactly what they're doing. So like, it's not like all this not oblivious to me. I'm aware. Like all this was meant to happen for me, just so I can overcome these situations, so I can heal, and in return, I can help better my life, and I can help better other people's lives. And one day, if I decide to have a family, then I'll have a family and we'll live happily ever after. It's basically shit like that. And then it goes, and then I pass it down from generations to generations. I could be wrong, but that's pretty much what I, in my own opinion, feel like, you know. And that's what generational curses are, pretty much, as a fact, you know. It's pretty much you're put in a very dysfunctional family. You go through abuse. You got experience with your ancestors. You got experience with your dumbass ancestors had to experience, because they're the ones that cause this. Then you got experience with your family members had to experience with all the pain, turmoil, because all that pain and trauma, what I've learned from other people, that it gets passed through the bloodlines. I think it's like an energy thing. I'm not sure how it goes, but, and this is where you get your demonic influences, your demonic influences, your negative energy, and just demonic forces that come into play. And they don't like people who are trying to break generational curses do shit like that. So then they'll try to fuck with them through like other people, or like they'll come up with certain life situations or events to kind of fuck shit up for you. And that's pretty much what a generational curse is. It's pretty much that's pretty much the topic of this video I'm going to talk about, generational curses. And it's fucking annoying. It's not fair. And but I'm also going to talk about bitterness. Now, with me, like I'm not going to lie, like it is Mercury retrograde, but it's just having me reflect, and this shit is not right, man. Like it's annoying. I hate this reality so much, because it's fucking, like, it's just the people I'm around with, just the shit I'm experiencing is not satisfying me. Like, I feel like this world has nothing to offer, but it's just lame. And I know a lot of people can also experience this shit too, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm trying to pray to God, I'm trying to find answers, but God or the universe are not giving me the right answers. I mean, I feel like they're trying to answer me through intuition, but I don't know, man. It's just a lot of things about this reality is just full of shit, man. Like, you just gotta see through the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But what sucks, what I've noticed, is that you can be so aware of this reality, of this matrix. You can see through the bullshit, you can see through the corruptions, you can see how people play a role in each fucking life script that comes into your life, and what role they're supposed to play. You can still see through all that shit, but yet you still have some free will to like overcome it, and like prevent from stupid shit like this from happening. And I wouldn't say prevent it, but it's still gonna happen regardless, because like I said before, it deals with soul contracts, it deals with karmic energies, soul ties and shit like that, you know. But what I'm saying is you can have all the knowledge like me, right? You can have all the self awareness. You can study a lot. You could question a lot of shit. You can have a very open mind, and you can see the patterns and you can see the proof that's out there, right? But you still don't have as much control as you think you do because you have a nervous system, you have pain receptors, and like you're just in a human body. So it's hard. So even though you can be so aware, at the end of the day, your spirit is still in the human body. So it's gonna be hard for you to kind of break free from bullshit like that. Like you're still gonna experience pain. You're still gonna experience codependency. Regardless, no matter how much healing work you're doing, no matter how much trauma you're trying to clear out and break free from, like what I'm trying to do, it's still gonna come to the surface. It's still gonna eat you up alive. But then once you overcome these situations, then either life or this matrix is gonna throw more bullshit onto your life, more stupid, painful situations onto your life, and then you got to heal from that. And then it's a constant cycle of constantly growing and evolving. And of course I learned these from other people, so I don't want to take their credit. Like there's channels like Enofe. You could watch New Mind Frame. You could watch Sacred Serpents. You could watch um, Serious Inner Temple. There's so much spirit. You could watch Young Pharaoh. There's so much spiritual YouTube videos that are out there available, and so you just got to study them, and you just got to take you got to take what resonates and what applies to your life and what doesn't, and come up with your own conclusion. You don't even have to believe what I'm saying. Just at the end of the day, follow your heart. Just know what just know what makes sense to you, and just follow your heart. But yeah, but it's just with me. It's just like it just seems like I can see through the bullshit of this matrix, right? But I'm just constantly trying to. It's like my body is forcing me to play out certain energies, certain soul scripts, certain life scripts. You know what I'm saying? Like me, like I'm currently trying to purge out a lot of codependency and a lot of trauma. But how I look at it is this: why the fuck would I even experience all the trauma and all this shit in the first place? So I was literally born into a very narcissistic, dysfunctional family. They caused a lot of inner child wounds. Now growing up as an adult, I got to heal from that shit. And now I'm constantly around people who aren't at my level or I don't feel connected to. And then yeah, time speeding up. So like I don't have time to even heal or like to study and to get shit done like that. I'm always in a rush, you know what I'm saying? So it's a constant cycle of bullshit. So without a doubt, this matrix we live in, this reality, without a doubt, it's very unstable, and there's a lot of shit that needs to be answered. I feel like this reality is it's very unstable. But there's this guy on YouTube named Enofe, and he did mention that he made a good point. See, like this is why I study my my spiritual. I like to call them my spiritual teachers. I have many spiritual teachers I love to learn and study from because one, I resonate with them, and they make sense to me, and they're like the only people that I feel connected to. But not only that, but like they're the only people that are able to kind of better my life because I'm kind of I like to learn from them because like they're really helping me on how to navigate and maneuver this fucking matrix, man, because it's so confusing. But whenever I watch their videos, it makes so much sense. But like I said, you don't have to believe what I believe in. My beliefs may be different from your beliefs. At the end of the day, like I said before, follow your heart and just follow what makes sense to you. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. Don't even take my word. But if it resonates, then that means it's meant for you. But like I said before, hang on, where was I? But this guy named Enofe, the brother Enofe, shout out to him. He did mention that fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. It was something important. I lost my train of thought. Hang on, give me 1 second. I gotta be fucking kidding. So I forgot what I was gonna say, but it was something very important that he mentioned that made so much sense. In this, I think he mentioned I forgot. Okay, so my apologies, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Maybe Spirit is trying to block me from telling you guys. Who knows? But other stuff he did mention that like sometimes in this reality, it's all about healing. It's all about evolving, and that's part of the human experience. But he did mention that, like, as human beings, we do have a nervous system. We do have pain receptors. So, like, you're naturally gonna feel all these emotions and all this pain. The problem is not this reality. The problem is that you're in a human body, and you're just meant to purge out a lot of trauma and just kind of better yourself. And you got to get your mind right, because if your mind is not right, then you're gonna attract a lot of bullshit and synchronicities that are trying to fuck shit up for you, you know. And it's why it's important to heal your mind and to do the healing work, so you can, like, not attract bullshit into your life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Enofe, he pretty much mentioned that, and it makes so much sense. But like I said, this reality is just bullshit, man. It's full of shit. Me, I actually have a lot of anger towards it. So, and Faye even mentioned that, like, um, when you're like angry, or when you got so much pent up energy and just pain, it's important for you to use it in the right direction, not in the wrong way. Because you see people, like, who like go to prison, or like who commit crimes and shit like that. It's because they have a lot of pain, but they don't know how to channel that anger, because they don't have the spiritual knowledge or the spiritual information. Either that, or, like, all these emotions is just consuming them greatly. And he did mention that, like, it's always important to channel your anger and try to fuel you to become great in this reality. Like, try to let your negative emotions fuel you to become a better individual, to make your life a lot better, And that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, me, I have self control. It's just that, like, me, I never get into trouble like that. But I'm just saying, like, it does get annoying, you know. And, like, I'm aware, and there's different substitutes. I'm gonna make a video in the future on how to channel your anger. Like me, like, you could work out, you could, like, put yourself out there, you can meet new people, you could use your anger to get off your comfort zone in a good way, where, like, you meet new people, you're like, you get over your insecurities, you do the healing work. Channel your anger to do the healing work. Cry it out, pray to God, and do what you got to do. But like I said, man, it's just weird. Like, how time is always speeding up, and, like, we ain't got time to do shit like that. So, I don't know, man. This realm is just so, like, so unstable. But I'm also gonna talk about meeting like-minded people, right? So what kind of fucks me up is, like, I tend to meet a lot of like-minded people through the internet, through online. I'm gonna say it's not acquaintances. It's not even like that. It's just, I don't know, man. I really can't explain it, but, like, there are people where I feel so connected to online, but it's like, sometimes it'll like trigger me, because I feel so connected to these people. I feel like I get along with them, and, like, they get along with me, and then now we can't even interact like that due to life, or, like, we can't even be around each other in real life, because we got our own soul missions that we need to get done and complete. So now I'll enjoy these connections. I'll enjoy interacting with them. And now, once I'm back into reality, it's just like, fuck. Now I got to deal with reality. I got to deal with not being around like-minded people. Like, I got to be around just doing dumb shit in this matrix, and that shit, like, it triggers me. It does. There are times where, like, I have to cry it out, or, like, release all that anger and sadness. It just sucks. But and it did kind of like reminded me, or it kind of made me kind of self-reflect and observe on just how much, like, life is just kind of throwing bullshit into my life, where, like, I'm not meeting the right types of people, or, like, I never been around the right types of people. Hopefully I don't sound picky like that, but it's just strange. Like, it's really strange. Like, all my past exes, like, they're just very emotionally unavailable. It's just, and my family members, they're just fucking stupid. Or, like, I had to call them off, and just, yeah, it's just weird, man. Like, I always find it weird, but this is how it is when you're living this matrix, and this human, like, the human experience is so weird. And, like, like, there's no right or wrong, or wrong answers for this shit. It's just weird. This is how life is, you can't overthink it. You can't, like, try to focus too much on the outcome. Like, he's got to release control. Oh, so okay, so what Face said, he pretty much mentioned on his YouTube video that, like, in his reality, like we're all pretty much programmed. He did mention that like we're pretty much programmed to think life or reality should be a certain way, like good and bad. And he did mention, I forgot the exact words, but he did mention like pretty much what you have to do is like you can't look at life from like a black or white standpoint. You like your program when it comes to life, like just the fact that we have expectations or like we have certain programs that life should be in a certain way, but it's not, and then we get disappointed, angry, sad, or upset. That's a problem. And he did mention something like that, and he makes so much sense. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. He's very underrated. He did put most of his videos on private because I forgot why, but he does make lives, and he does make good points. You know, very underrated. Enofey, and then put a video, then put videos, and you see what I'm talking about. You'll see him, but he's very good. Like he makes so much sense. Like you can't really expect life to be a certain way because if you do, you're just gonna disappoint yourself. You know, you just can't do that. And like he's got to learn how to channel your anger in the right way. But without a doubt, like we do have emotions, and he did mention that like as human beings, we have emotions, we have a nervous system, so it's hard. So you can't really trust a human being like that. Don't be paranoid, but he did mention something like that, and I really understand him. He also mentioned that like was very interesting is that like just the fact that we have emotions. So like at times we don't have control over our desires or certain shit like that because we're naturally animals because we have emotions, or if we don't get things our way, we're gonna act up. This is how it is, you know. And he did mention something like this, but he makes so much sense, you know. But yeah, man, this is I don't know. This is how life is, man. When you're not around like-minded people, and then he's got to cope through life. It's not necessarily bad, but at times I do get triggered here and there where I have to cry it out and shit like that, or I get angry, or I get confused, man. But supposedly, I guess I'm assuming it's because of my. I feel like I have a mission in life. I have a sole purpose, and I guess I'm meant to experience some type of shit to where like I can't meet like-minded people, and like one day it's gonna work in my advantage in some way, where like I can help other people and make profit and shit. I don't know, it's some shit like that. But yeah, but it is what it is, and I'm not saying I'm the only one that experiences. There's other people that experience what I had to experience as well, and there's other programs and substitutes where you can heal yourself, like going to therapy and just shit like that. But me, I'd rather make. I mean, yeah, I am going to therapy. I am considering going to therapy as well. But I just like making YouTube videos, just voicing my thoughts and shit. I don't know why. I just like it, but. I'm just going on a rant on a life tangent. I'm just venting, but yeah, this is bullshit. It is what it is, but yes, with me, like I tend to have a lot of like codependency because it's like when I meet someone and there's like a very strong connection, it kind of, especially online. Well, I say online because most people I feel connected to, I'll meet them through online, and it kind of fucks me up because it's like, damn, I feel this close connection. I feel this bond, and like we both get along, but just the fact that we can't see each other, or like we can't hang out with each other in person, it fucks me up, kind of, it fucks me up mentally, you know. It sucks, you know. And sometimes I have to remind myself, like sometimes I have to get myself together, and remind myself that I have to force myself to be back into reality, you know. But that's what life is all about. Life is unpredictable, and just like shout out to Enofe. He did mention that like with life, like you can't expect life to be a certain way. You can't expect to meet like you can't expect for things to play out a certain way. You can't look at life from a black or white standpoint. You know, like it's all programming. Like who told you life has to be good? Who told you life has to be bad? Who told you life is supposed to feel this and feel that? You know, or this has to happen or that has to happen. And that's what Enofe mentioned. You know, and he's completely right. It just got to release control. But I think one of my biggest fears in life is not completing my soul mission. My biggest fear is not completing the things I need to get done completed. That's probably why time speeding up, it really trips me out. It really pisses me off so much because it's like one of my biggest fears one of my biggest fears before I die is me not being able to complete the things I need to get done or meeting the right types of people. Like with life, I want to experience as much shit as much as possible. I want to become great. I want to do great things. I want to meet the right types of people. I want to have a good influence in people where I can help better their lives. I want to expand my horizons. You know, I want to. I'm trying to break generational curses. I'm trying to do great things for myself. So one of my biggest fears is me not being able to either achieve those things or to like even have time to even reach to those things. And this is why, like I said, this is why I talk about time speeding up, because it pissed me off. Because it's like when time is speeding up, I don't have time to get as much stuff done before be before time was speeding up, you know, before time was accelerating. And that's one of my biggest fears, not meeting around the right types of people. Like I just don't want to waste my life in this lifetime. I don't want to waste my life. That's pretty much my biggest fear. I don't want to waste my life. I don't want to be on some bullshit. This is why I take my time very seriously. This is why I always reflect. Not only that, but I enjoy doing it. This is how my brain naturally is, because I enjoy doing it. But it's just like I just don't want to like miss out or like just not complete the things I need to complete for my soul mission, or like from my heart or from my heart's desires, you know, because life is very temporary, you know. But oh no, maybe that's a form of control, but it is what it is. You just gotta release control and try to channel your anger in the right way, and just know that you're not alone, and just know that it sucks. Like we're like you just really desire either like a close connections, close bonds, but for some reason life or spirit is blocking you from meeting the right types of people. And I was like, yo, what the fuck, man, you know? So me, like, I try praying, I try being more optimistic, but it's easier said than done. It's just hard, man. But I need a lot of healing work to do, even though I've been trying to heal for like fucking years. But I understand it's a process. It's not an event. It's a lifelong process. But this is part of the human experience. You just gotta experience bullshit and pain. But it is what it is. And just know that you're not alone. But yeah, that that's all I got to say. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one. And just know that you're not alone. And sorry if I'm like all over the place. This video is more like I'm speaking my mind, but have a good one. Peace.